Hello, my dear viewers. So, yesterday I have started area chapter. Actually, yesterday I have provided you some solution regarding area chapter, and this is from I think from question number 15 to 21, I think, and rest of the math I have told you that you should do at your homework. And if you have facing any problem regarding to rest of the question, then you can ask me, and you can take help from your book also. Now here some fact and formulas are also given from your book, as you can see that the facts and formula. So I can again suggest you that go through that formula over there. All the formula, the fact and formula is given here. Okay, these are the another fact and formula that I have changed the page. So you have to remember all these fact and formulas that is given in your book. Okay, here you can see it. These are the facts and formula that are given. So after completing that, here comes CC questions, that each question carries 2 marks, that given here. CC questions are given. So again I am suggested you, as I previously told you, that do this CC question paper, and again some hints are also given related to CC question paper. So try it yourself, and if you are not able, then take help from your book regarding the CC question paper. Understood? Next, here some formative assessment are also given from the book, and as you can see, this is the formative assessment that's are given in your book, formative assessment. So after trying and completing the CC question paper, you should move up to formative assessment that is given here. And as you can see that previously in the formative assessment, here are the answers are given, and some hints are also given here. So you can go through that to make solutions of the given problem. So I will give you again this formative assessment and CC questions as your homework. Okay, now regarding this formative assessment and CC questions, if you are unable to understand any questions or any solutions that hints is given in your book, then you can tell me that, sir, this CC questions or this exercise question or this formative assessment question I am not understand. So I will definitely look after that. So actually my intention is to start a new chapter from geometry. So without delaying, I am just try to go to geometry chapter. Okay, that chapter. I think next chapter which includes in your geometry, that is circles. Yes, the next chapter is of our, that is circle. Now about circle, you have already read in class 6 also. So and I have already made a video of circle in the lower class. The level is for lower class 6 standard, but the things that is present in this book, that is what is circle, what is radius, and what is circumference, or what is secant, what is sector, segment, that all definitions are given in my that lecture or that class. Okay, so you should I will definitely share that link of my video, that you can see the video and understand the things of related to circle. Here the circular region, all that present in your RS Agarwal Mathematics class 9 book, all I have discussed in that lecture. Okay, so you should go through. Next, move to the main thing that given here. The main thing, the things that are that I have not told in that lecture or that video, that is arc of a circle. Arc of a circle I have discussed. Next, come to this thing, that is degree measure of an arc. These things is new in your syllabus or in your book. Okay, degree measure of an arc. Okay, an arc, we know that if we take the circumference and if we divide the circumference, so this AB is an arc. If we divide then that AB, then AC is an arc. Okay, next come to degree measure of an arc. Now, what is degree measure of an arc? If we take, here it is given that we may denote them ACB or BDA. The arc is denoted by like that respectively, or simply AB or BA respectively. This is the arc representation. Next, degree measure means an arc makes the angle, okay, the value of angle, that is called the degree measure of an arc. That is, if we take AB arc, then if we join that A point and B point to the origin, then this arc is making suppose theta angle to the origin. Okay, or origin, not origin, to the center of the circle. Then this theta is called the degree measure of arc AB. Understood that? Degree measure, and we can write that degree measure of AB is equal to theta, and we can write m of AB is equal to theta. That means m of AB is equal to theta, implying angle AOB is equal to theta, as you can see from the book. Okay. So degree measure of a circle, if we take this degree measure of this arc is theta, then if we take the whole circle, then the degree measure of that whole circle is equal to how much? 360 degree. Okay. Next, move to congruent arc. These things are new in your syllabus or in class 9. That what is congruent arc? Degree measure of an arc. Okay. Now congruent arc means two arc AB and CD of circle is said to be congruent if they have same degree measure. If the degree measure is same, then they are called the congruent arc. Understood that? That is, AB is congruent to CD if and only if m of AB is equal to m of CD. Okay, that is angle AOB is equal to angle CD, as you can see from your book. Next, come to semicircle. Semicircle idea, you have already an idea regarding the semicircle. And the degree measure of a semicircle is how much? 180 degree, because the degree measure of a full circle is 360 degree. So degree measure of the semicircle is how much? 180 degree. Next, minor and major arc of a circle. Minor arc we already know, and major arc we already know. Okay, that is, if we divide a circumference into two arc, okay, a circumference should divided by two arc, then the smaller arc is called minor arc, and the larger arc is called major arc. Okay, as you can see here, the description is given here. APB, Okay, that this is the minor arc and this arc is major arc. Okay, next come to segment of a circle. Segment we have already discussed in my video. You can see from that. Say what is segment. Sector you already know. Sector I have already discussed in that video. I will share that video to you. Next, quadrant of a circle. Quadrant of a circle means if we divide a circle into four equal pieces, okay, by its radius, then or diameter, then all this portion, okay, 1/4 portion are called the quadrant of that circle. Okay, next, congruent circle. To congruent, what are the congruent circle? Congruent circle, two circles CO, R and CO dash, S said to be congruent if R is equal to S. Here a circle is represented by O for its center and R for its radius. Understood that? So if they have same radius, then they are called the congruent circle. Understood? Next, move to cyclic quadrilateral. Cyclic quadrilateral. Next, move to cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, a quadrilateral ABCD is said to be cyclic if all these vertices lie on a circle. As you can see from the figure, all these vertices lie on the circle. Okay, so it is called cyclic quadrilateral. Next, congruency of circle. Come to congruency of circle. Congruence figure, we know about that. Congruence figure, if two figure are geometrically or by looking, they are look like same, then they are called the congruent figure. That is, as you can see, these two circles we are observing from here, these two are congruent figure. Why they are congruent? Because their radius are same. Okay, center should be different, but radius are same, so they are look like same circle. Okay, two circle are congruent if and only if they have equal radius. Okay, next move to another thing that is given here, that the circle CO dash, S is placed on the circle O, R, so that O dash coincide with O then clearly O dash, S will cover CO, R completely only when R is equal to S. Hence, the two circles will be congruent if and only if they have equal radius. Next, come to the chord properties of a circle. Now, here comes the theorem started. So, I suggest you that you should go through the theorem. Okay, you must go through this theorem, because for today your task is to remind the theorem related to the circle. Okay, the first theorem that is given here, equal chord of a circle subtend equal angle of the center. This you have to remember and read carefully from your book. Next, move to theorem number 3, that is the converse of the theorem 2. You know about what is converse. Converse means if the theorem 2 is happened, theorem 2 is the theorem 2 for theorem 2, theorem 3 is happening, then for theorem 3, theorem 2 is also happening. That is the converse part, conversing. Understood that? So here you can see that the converse of theorem 2, what is the statement? After reading the statement, you can definitely able to know it, that if the angle subtended by two chord at the center of a circle are equal, then the chords are equal. Proof is given. Picture is quite similar to the above picture, so you should go through this proof and the picture also. Next, come to theorem number 4. If two arcs of a circle are congruent, then the corresponding chord are equal. This is another theorem that you have to remember. Here it is given the proof. Next, theorem 5, that is the converse of theorem number 4. Here the statement is given. I am only reading the statement. If two chords of a circle are equal, then their corresponding arc, it will be semicircular, it will be minor arc, it will be major arc, are congruent. Okay. Now here the proof given. Proof is given. So no need to prove. Write the proof from another book. You just go through the proof from your RSRL book. It will be enough for you to understand. Next, come to another theorem, that is theorem 6, that written here or written over here, that you can see it. The theorem is written here that the perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord bisect the chord. Okay, now here comes the proof is given and the picture is given. Now once you have to prove any theorem, you must draw the picture also, the image that is given in every theorem. So go for that picture also, so that you can understand it. Next, move to another theorem. Actually, why I am suggesting you to go through the theorem and understand it, because if you are not properly understand the theorem, then you are definitely unable to solve the question from the exercise, and you definitely failed for that. So that's why I am telling you that go through the theorem and remember all the theorem. Try to remind or remember all the theorem very carefully. So here the converse is also given. The line drawn through the center of a circle bisect a chord perpendicular to the chord. Okay, so the proof is given. Theorem number 7. Here one corollary is given. The perpendicular bisector of two chords of a circle intersect its center. So here the corollary proof of the corollary is also given. So here the corollary is given, and here the proof of corollary is also given. So you have to remind that also corollary. Next, come to theorem number 8. Theorem number 8, equal chord of a circle are equidistant from the center. Here the drawing is also given, and here proof given. So again go through this theorem also and the proof also. Next, the last theorem. This is not last theorem. Last theorem for today's task. The chord of a circle which are equidistant from the center are equal. This is the last theorem task for today. So you have to do it. So up to question number theorem number 9, together with the introduction of circle, we have to do. That is our task for today. Okay, next day we will start from theorem number 10, not today. Okay, so that's it for today's math class. Okay, and this is your homework to do the theorem up to theorem number 9. Okay, thanks for watching, and I want to request that to subscribe my channel, and please stay with us, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.